So we are in that amazing, amazing stage right now of fucking around and finding out with people. So these individuals want to sit there and celebrate Charlie Kirk's death openly online, saying that he deserved it because, oh no, his opinions differentiated from mine. Oh, he had different opinions, so he deserved to die. Calling him, not realizing the fact that they're pretty much responsible with constantly calling people Nazis and just using all these terms that would have so much weight to them, and just overusing them, spreading fear. Oh, this man wants to throw you in concentration camps and this and that. They're stoking so much fear, and they haven't realized that they're the ones doing this. Also, they apparently don't know what fascism is. They say to be they claim to fight against it, but fascism is when you shoot someone dead because you don't agree with what they're saying, to silence them. Hitler didn't sit there and openly debate people. A dictator, a real fascist, would not sit there and debate someone. They would have them executed or at the very least thrown in prison. Charlie Kirk was executed. He was assassinated because these people didn't like what he had to say, and they chose to silence him. But yes, the right are the fascists. But we are in that wonderful stage of the fucking around and finding out part with these people. They want to come out and show who they truly are online by celebrating a man's death. Well, they're finding out real fast that people are tired of their bullshit and no one wants to be around them.
He had it coming. He had it coming. He only had himself to blame. If you'd have been there.
A few moments later.
I just had to block all of my friends because they just have such different political beliefs from me, and
In other words, they didn't like the fact that this person was celebrating the death of a man who had 2 small children and a wife, and they didn't want to be associated with them anymore. That's one reason to not want to be someone's friend. Now, if it is for the reason of, oh, well, they have different political beliefs, this is what happens when you let politics run your life. This is what happens when everything you are comes down to politics. I have tons of fucking liberal friends. I have no problem with them. Every normal person has people in their lives who they don't agree with. But guess what? As an adult, as a normal functioning member of society, we can put our differences aside and find a common ground. And we have things in common that keep us talking and interacting and being associated and friends with one another. These people, it's like, oh yeah, I know I've known you since I was little and we've been friends and you've always treated me like a human being and you're nice and this and that, but your political beliefs are different than mine, so I can't associate with you anymore. Do you know how fucking retarded that sounds? Do you know how fucking childish and retarded that makes you sound? That you're willing to break a friendship because, oh no, our political beliefs are different? And then these people wonder why they're so fucking miserable.
thought that we were the type of friends who would live together someday after college and like stay in touch no matter what, and I thought these were the people that I would spend my life with and grow old next to. These were the people who saved my life on multiple different occasions.
So they save her life on multiple occasions, which means they're genuinely good people. And yet she can't look past the politics. That sounds like a you issue there, lady. That sounds like you've been so corrupted and brainwashed by the left that you are willing to separate and disown anyone who politically is different from you, no matter how good of a person they are. You say they saved you, and yet you are more than willing to separate yourself from them because, oh no, their politics are different. And you wonder why so many of you are fucking miserable.
And I just don't know if I can continue being friends with them because of this. I just don't know. I dropped out of school for these people. I started homeschooling because of these people. And I don't know what I'm gonna do because we go to such a small school together. And I don't know how I'm gonna be able to face them. These people are my whole life. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to avoid them.
I'm trying here. I'm trying to find any reason to give this girl sympathy. Now, I could say, I can find sympathy for her because, once again, this has proved that the school system, her parents, just every adult in her life has failed her. They have warped her mind so much that she believes separating and disowning people who you just disagree with politically is a great idea. And then they end up alone. And then they wonder why they're so fucking miserable. We have other people that, are just showing their true colors. Some of them are being fired. Actually, I think one of them was... Oh, yeah, it was here. With Salty. Person goes on, making fun of Charlie Kirk, saying he was, she's happy he got shot and killed. And then she gets called into her boss's office to tell, so that he can tell her that she's been fired. You want to make a fool of yourself like this and show that you're going to celebrate a person's death? Go ahead. As the left says, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences.
The best part of this whole goddamn thing is that he is not martyr material, so his death will mean nothing. It will activate no one. It will impact few.
Keep telling yourself that. I think this was the last straw for the right. I think this is not just the right, but for the moderates and the common sense individuals on the left. This was the last straw. The left has assassinated a conservative voice because they didn't agree with what he had to say. So no, it's not going to be silent. It's not going to go unnoticed. It's not going to just die down. You can sit there and cope and seethe all you want. You have awoken that fucking beast that we've been telling you for the longest time you do not want to awaken. You will not like what you see. And keep in mind, 36 hours has passed. Not only have they caught the scumbag who did it, no cars were destroyed, no stores were looted, no buildings were burned, no one was hurt or injured in riots. Curious.
It's just great.
And again, she doesn't realize that it's the complete opposite. I've seen more people say what they saw has radicalized them than anything else. People are tired of the left's bullshit of, oh, we're the side of love and tolerance, but then we're going to celebrate when someone is brutally fucking assassinated because, we don't like what he has to say. Oh, I forgot. These have up there. Go back here. 10 social credit points credit points to the person who identifies.
I'll be the one to do it. If you guys, enough that you guys follow me, I'll take one for the team. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll I'll be the one to do it. If you guys, enough that you guys follow me, I'll take one for the team. I'll do it.
Now they can sit here and say, oh, it's jokes and blah, blah, blah. A man was shot and killed. Okay, so they can sit here and say, oh, it's just jokes. You have no way of proving it's a joke at all. There's no LOL, there's no laughing, there's no implication that it's a joke. So if this was seen by authorities, they would take it seriously and think, okay, this person's a threat. But sure, keep fucking around and finding out. Let's see. It must also be so it must also so be the She's a kid. What are you doing? Stop judging people based on of videos or mere posts. Is that the hill you want to die on? You people are constantly judging others based on their posts. The side of love and tolerance, the side of hate has no place here, the side of we're for, minorities and this and that. You are constantly being ableist, constantly being sexist, constantly being xenophobic when it comes from people who, even though they're like you, are on the right. You sure you want to go down this route? But a lot of people, remember this: you are free to choose. You are free to choose, but you're not free from the consequence of your choice. They've got nose ring theory or septum theory. But yeah, this is where we're at. We're at that fuck around and find out stage. People wanted to come out and celebrate Charlie Kirk's death. I mean, they're more than welcome to. It's a free country. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I think it's fucking vile and disgusting. And the fact that you're celebrating someone's death kind of says about who you are. But it's their right to do so. It's freedom of speech. But as the left would say, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequence. So these things are seen by employers, and now people are getting fired. We have the same. Hang on. I think it was. Let me pull it up real fast. Yeah, right here. Senior Sucker Punch dev Drew Harrison reportedly fired after celebrating Charlie Kirk tragedy. I would do it again 100 times stronger. Drew punching Nazis till I die. There's a certain F word that I want to say, but you know which F word. If standing up against fascism is what cost me my dream job I held for 10 years, I would do it again. What fascism? Charlie Kirk was fucking executed because his way of thinking, his opinions, the left didn't like them. And people can say, oh, but the shooter was in a conservative family. Right, so conservative family means he's conservative? For people who like to express individuality, I mean, just because your parents are conservative doesn't mean you are. Especially when you're of, college age. Maybe that's something when you were younger, and you didn't have any choice or know the difference. But when you're 20 years old or 19, 22, whatever, you have the choice to continue on being, whether you want it to be conservative or liberal or moderate or whatever. But everything in his possession, the conversations he had with people, he was a left-winger. And these people just don't want to accept that once again, a left-winger was the death of someone. Like, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. They tried twice against Trump and failed. We had that poor Ukrainian girl, by fucking Democrat in a Democrat-run city. They can't stop killing people. But they want to say that the right are fascist, but they're taking a direct, page from the fascist playbook, silencing your political opponents. Again, Hitler would not be having an open, friendly debate with people. He would be killing them, and again, at the very most, putting them in prison. He would not sit there with a mic like this or like this and say, no, let me, I want to hear your reasoning for that. No. But yeah, the right are totally the fascists. But again, we're at the stage of fucking around and finding out. These people want to come out and show how horrible fucking people they are, celebrating a man's death, a man who was assassinated. And they're surprised when their managers, their bosses are like, yeah, we saw that video, and yeah, we don't think it's good for you to be working here anymore. Sorry. We don't want that image on us. Like we respect your freedom of speech, but like you guys say, freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences. So we're gonna have to fire you. We have an image to maintain as a business, and we want to make money, not lose it. So, but young people like this, they've been so fucking mentally destroyed and brainwashed by government officials, their liberal professors, mainstream media, into believing that everyone they disagree with is a fucking Nazi, white supremacist, racist, all these words that have so much weight to them. They don't know the actual meaning of them. They're just using them as excuses. But these people wonder why they're miserable. And of course, it's not the entire left. It's not. I know a lot of people who are on the left, and they comment all the time on my videos. Like, some of my subscribers are lefties. But because they're the lefties who are tired of this bullshit, who are tired of this bullshit, these fucking extremists, we all have a common ground. It's like, yeah, I'm a lefty, but yeah, I can't stand them anymore. I cannot stand them anymore. It's like, I've seen people like, I'm no Trump supporter, I'm a lefty, I'm no Trump supporter, but I can't stand my own side anymore. But I know not all of them are the same. But the deliciousness of the fucking around and finding out portion of this, it's great. And then they're going to want to call it, blame it on, oh, these people, they don't want to be my friends, so they're just phobes and isms. No, maybe you're just a miserable fucking cunt whose entire personality is your politics, your sexual identity, your skin color, and how you identify. And the fact that these people are apparently people who have been there for you during your darkest times, you can't look past their political leanings and remain friends with them because of what you've been fed by the fucking media and your liberal teachers and all. So enjoy being miserable for the rest of your life. Enjoy it. So while those friends have moved on and they're happy, they have jobs and families, you're going to be alone and fucking miserable because everyone who's truly cared about you, you fucking pushed away. You've shown your true colors. They know who you are now. So, but again, you're free to say whatever you want. If you want to be happy that Charlie Kirk died, go ahead. Just don't be surprised when no one wants to talk to you anymore. Also, where was it? I saw it somewhere. I think it was actually a quote from Charlie Kirk. Remember this: you are free to choose, but also not free from the consequences of your choice. Or Where was it? I think it was in here somewhere. All right, it's right here. This is Shimoni, and they just say this. So apparently, this was something that Charlie said. You can tell a lot about a person by how they react when someone dies. Exactly. Exactly. They can be as nice as they can be, but if they openly celebrate someone's death, that says everything you need to know about them. And this was 11/27/16. Now, everyone around Charlie who's been talking about him say he was wise beyond his years. He was an old soul. Even at 19, 20 years old, he had a clear vision of what he wanted to do, and he knew what he had to do to get there. So the fact that, it's 2016, he's like, you can tell a lot about a person about how they react when you die. Yeah, that's very true. And right now, these people are showing their true colors, and they'll find that the world's going to become a very, very, very lonely place for them. The one person who says that Charlie's death isn't going to affect anything. No. Like I said, you've woken the beast. Okay? I've seen a lot of people say they're radicalized now. I've seen a lot of people say that the right's not going to be not going to sit around and be quiet anymore. Yeah, it's not going to be forgotten. It's not. So sorry to break that to you. You can cope all you want. It's not going to happen though. But yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying this period right now. Watching people lose their jobs and come to reality of, people don't want to be around them anymore because they're just fucking nasty individuals. I've said before, you can dislike someone all you want, but the minute you start death threats or celebrating their death, all because they have differentiating opinions than you, grow the fuck up. Seriously, grow the fuck up. But anyway, that's gonna do for me. Also, again, as I said, because this person looks so young, I once again also have to blame the adults in her life, her teachers, or her teachers, her parents, the government official, the media. Everyone has failed this girl because they've made it to where she needs to believe that she can't be happy being friends with someone if they have a differentiating opinion or a different political leaning. But what do I know? We're just the fascists here. That's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.